Tell you, we're really pleased to have an Eastern Kentucky legend, a songwriting legend, and just a great bluegrasser and a great friend of ours, Mr. Larry Cordle.
Hello, Chops. How you doing?
Good to see you. Welcome.
Thank you for having us. Well, we're looking forward to it.
This is about the, fifth or sixth time you've been up here with
I've been on you right smart, and I always look forward to it. It's always a lot of fun.
Always love to have your songs. You've been really a legend in the songwriting, even country music in Nashville. What was the first real hit that you had?
The first hit I had was a thing called Highway 40 Blues, and Ricky Skaggs was raised right in the same holler as me. It was no Ricky Skaggs, no Larry Cordle, so he really helped me a lot.
Was that Ricky's first big hit?
No, it wasn't. You know, a lot of people ask me that all the time, but it really wasn't. He had 3 or 4 maybe #1 records before that, but I think what happened to that was Ricky became identified with that song. And he had told me once, I guess this is the truth, that it was, since it came from him, I'll assume it was, that it was his #1 requested song. This was during his country years on the road. And just good for me, you know. Thanks to that song, I was able to get to some of these others I've been able to do, you know.
You know, when I first heard Highway 40 Blues, I thought you were talking about I-40 down there in Nashville.
Well, see, that's what you get for being a good old dumb hillbilly, not knowing him.
Thank you.
No, I'm talking about me, actually.
Me too,
a lot of people actually thought that. A lot of people actually thought it was Interstate 40, and to be honest with you, I lived on that little old Kentucky State Route 40 between Paintsville and Inez. So I come in one night, you know, I was working over in Hazard in a little old band over there, and I came in one night, I guess you'd say less than 100%, and pulled over in a wide place in the road down there. I'd had that little melody in my head for a few days, and luckily I came to that song somewhere. I wrote the first of it down in the car and got up the next day and wrote the rest of it down. So.
Real good.
It's
one of my favorite songs you wrote is this Lost Ball and High Weed. Do you want to tell them about that? That's a nice gospel song.
Well, thanks, Charlie. That song, there was a fellow that was a minister up the Cordell Free Will Baptist Church for many years, and he's just a really wonderful man. His name's K. Junior Thompson, and that was many times as a child I've heard him say when he was giving altar call, "Now let me tell you all, if you ain't got Jesus, you're just as lost as a ball in high weeds." So it took me over 30 years to write it down one day and look at it and figure out, well, you know, I think that would make a song, and it's
amazing how something like that stays with you so long, isn't it?
Well, I think it's a good testament to Mr. Thompson and the kind of man he was and what I thought, how spiritual he was and stuff. I could see him doing that, you know. And my old buddy Larry Shell, that I've written so many songs with, co-wrote that with me. And I'll tell you another good thing about that, Chops. I played a show up in Louisiana. I believe it was like right around the time we recorded that next fall. And all of Mr. Thompson's family was there. And I told my dad, I said, well, I don't know if I'll know him, but I want to play this at this show. And they all got to come backstage. I'd probably seen him when I was little, you know, but I hadn't seen him in a long time. So it was a wonderful moment for me.
But now Larry Cordle's been on a real roll, and he's written some real classic songs. But I think the one that really made the biggest impact in Nashville was that Murder on Music Row.
Well, somebody asked me about it yesterday when we were doing the radio stuff. Asked me, I guess it was the disc jockey up there, about Murder on Music Row, and I said, well, it's always good to have your name associated with something that people remember. So I'm proud of it, and thanks to George Strait and Alan Jackson, you know, we got CMA Song of the Year for it in 2001, and IBMA Song of the Year, and SPICMA Song of the Year. So I felt really fortunate to just be a part of it, you know.
Great. I tell you one thing, we're fortunate to have you up here from Eastern Kentucky, and we're fortunate to have you on the show, Larry.
Charlie, I wouldn't miss doing this for nothing. I love this, you know, to get to play with all these great musicians and stuff. It's just a dream come true for me every year.
Thank you for coming on, Mr. Larry Cordle.
Thanks for having us.